Alright, so welcome to this series of golfing tips brought to you by Les Mills and New Zealand Golf. Today we're going to be looking at shoulder and chest flexibility. It's a simple test that you can do, and we're specifically talking about your thoracic spine. So let's get into it. Okay, so we have got the golf tip, and we're looking at the shoulder flexibility and chest flexibility, and it's not thoracic park, it's thoracic spine. So tell us a little bit more about that, Tom.
Thanks, Ash. The thoracic spine, or the middle top part of your back, plays a crucial part in the golf swing. As we transfer the energy through our body, out our arms and to the golf club to deliver club head speed, all that energy has to travel through your thoracic spine, the chest and the shoulders. So they play a crucial part in distance and consistency and to reducing your risk of injury. So we're going to go and screen for that right now.
Okay, so we are here with Kenny Halliday, and he's going to be our volunteer today to go through the test. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good. So tell me a little bit about your golf.
I'm a professional in my head, but 22 handicap on the scorecard. Got a lot of power, but really quite lumpy and stiff, really. I think that's from my rugby background, really. It's a lot tighter chest, shoulders, and I just, because you try to protect all those contact places, really, when you're playing the game.
Well, that explains the big guns as well, so
let's see
if we can put them to use. Dom, take us away.
So Kenny's your typical golfer who's got a lot of power, a lot of potential, and we'd like to see him down into the single figures, but we want to be able to harness all that power that he's got, make it consistent and transfer it into the ball. So we're going to do a simple test here that's going to test the shoulders, the chest, and the middle of the thoracic spine for mobility and flexibility. So we're just going to ask you just to stand against the wall with your feet about a foot away. We're going to have a couple of points of contact here in which we're asking for Kenny to push his belly button in, so the middle of the back is touching the wall, head touching the wall, and we're going to ask him to put his arms up in a 90-degree position. Perfect. So we're going to keep these points of contact in the back and the head. From here, we're just going to ask Kenny just to straighten his arms up as far as he can, just nice and slowly, and back down. Does that feel tight?
Yeah, right through my shoulder blades and the middle of my back.
Yeah. So as soon as you feel that tightness, we just want to take it nice and easy, nice and slowly, and we've identified that there is some tightness there, and we're going to have to work on creating a little bit more mobility and flexibility in these areas. So we've identified there's a little bit of tightness in the chest and the middle of the back and the shoulder area here. So we're going to give Kenny an exercise that's going to work on building mobility and flexibility through those areas. Now we're lucky enough to have our Swiss ball here. You can do this with a couple of big cushions at home, but obviously the best way to do this is with an exercise ball. So we're going to ask Kenny just to put his pelvis on this and just tilt forward. Perfect. So his back's nice and straight, similar to your golf posture. We're asking him to put his arms in what we call a W position, and he's going to extend these arms out now into what we call the Y position. Perfect. So his arms are out here, back down into a W, and now out to a T. So this is what we call this drill, the W, Y, and T drill. So back into a W, out to a Y, and then out, back down to the W, and out to the T. Perfect. So we'll show you that from the front on. Thanks, Kenny. It's perfect technique. So nice straight back, good posture, down into the W, up into the Y, back into the W, and then out to the T. Perfect. So this is really working. Keep doing that, Kenny. You're doing fantastic. This is really working the flexibility and the mobility through this thoracic spine, which will allow him to transfer that energy when he's swinging the golf club a lot more efficiently, will lead to more distance and more consistency when Kenny's playing the game. Do you feel that work in that specific area there, Kenny?
Yeah, it's right through both my shoulder blades and the middle of my back.
Yes.
Yeah, I can feel it right in there.
So this is building more flexibility and more mobility through this area. Kenny's got an extremely strong chest and shoulder area, so it's important that he complements that with a strong back as well.
Okay, so what you've seen there is a simple test, but you need a piece of equipment for it. But how did it actually feel?
Yeah, I could definitely feel it. The exercise was really good, and I I am tight through the middle of my shoulder blades and the top of my back, so I think it will work really well.
Okay, that's cool. So, as Dom said, if you haven't got a Swiss ball, you can use a cushion, but if you want some great equipment, I suggest you come down to Les Mills and look at the equipment we've got there. We've got a number of classes and trainers that could definitely help you out. So remember, any of the tests that you see in these tips are great to just identify any problems, but solutions come from experts.